feel like we did everything wrong before we got it right. So I think we would have started with the mortgage office. It would have been an easier path forward.
TMO provides us the ability to scale. I mean, the one thing that you always worry about with scale is, do you have the foundation to be able to grow? We're very confident that TMO and what we use with TMO will be able to accommodate our growth.
The prior shop that I worked at, it was about $100 million fund when I joined, and we grew it to 300. And then when we launched Artez back in 2021, we did the same thing. TMO allowed us to scale that business up to where we have it today, and now we're looking to scale it more.
We work with TMO, and we've been with them for decades. I would say we've both grown together. We also manage this $300 million portfolio. We have 3 staff. There would be no way to do that if you didn't have, a system like yours.
It's been very successful in being able to help us create a team without having to just keep adding more personnel. You guys have figured out the nuts and bolts of what it takes to service these loans. And I would argue that people should not spend their time trying to create a lot of customization. The reason to have a good software program that you aren't trying to customize too much is because you can't afford to make mistakes.
I have referred people to use the mortgage office. Servicing-wise, it does all the correct payments, it does all the correct reporting, the late notices, everything, payment statements, like statements of account. Trust accounting is really important, and it shouldn't be left. It should be one of the main priorities. And the trust account module, it works great.
Our number one desire was a good servicing platform. From our experience, the mortgage office was that.
I haven't found a product out there that delivers the same way that the mortgage office does. I mean, there's some that might have a little, bell and whistle here that sounds fancy and great, but at the end of the day, it's lacking in one thing or another. And we found your product to be the most complete product for us.
It's so necessary to have a loan origination system and a good one at that. And I think that's part of the reason why we went to TMO.
To be able to make the whole workflow happen from origination to servicing to trust accounting, all those modules tie in perfectly.
I have to have security. I have to have 100% accuracy. Anything less than that is just not an option. So that's one of the main reasons why I like the mortgage office, because of the security, the reliability. It has to be accurate. And over the years, it's always been accurate down to the penny.
Most people I know in this industry use TMO for a reason. So we have firsthand experience of going to a different platform, and it didn't end well at all. And our experience since being back has been great. I have tremendous faith in TMO and our ability to have accurate data. If you don't have access to data, you're going to make bad mistakes.
Our investors love the statements they get every month. They're simple. They give them the information they need. They're accurate. That's what matters the most.
The insight that TMO gives me into every deal is very beneficial to allow me to understand where that borrower's at.
We've never wavered from the mortgage office. There's a long-term trust. And it seems that as times change, you invest in not only the new technology, but the new laws and compliance. And that's something that's really important to us, to stay compliant.
TMO is able to integrate with all these other great companies that allow us to really focus on what we're good at.
Software is always continually being improved, which is, really beneficial for us to, deal with different scenarios that we're dealing with customers, and being able to, have the software be adaptive to that sense, because your team is always good about putting out their updates and things that are relevant for things that are happening in our industry.
We feel like you guys are not just a service provider, but you're true partners.
Big fans of your guys' team and your guys' service.
And you guys have such a great product, and in my eyes, it's the best on the market. You guys are great people to hang out with and do business with.
I'm not biased, but I would say probably stick with the mortgage office.
For lenders out there, this is awesome.